We're ready. All right, let's go. Grab your drink.
We can. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
now we're doing it. Oh, yes. I got fingernails now for the first time ever.
It does feel nice.
Yeah. See. Cheers.
Cheers.
Nice. It is weird. I don't think I like it. I think I'm gonna go back to chewing them. Do you have any nervous habits like that?
No, I actually need to cut my fingernails. I try to keep them cut. I have I work as a line cook in the mornings.
Oh, okay.
So I try to just keep my nails
Right.
just
Where do you work
short. Speakeasy in Bryant.
at? Oh, no shit.
I
I lived in Bryant for 27 years.
well, for it's like a new area. It's behind the Walmart.
Yeah, I know right where it's at.
And they just opened like a bunch of businesses around.
Yeah.
It's a super weird area.
It's kind of off the path.
Yeah, right.
And
It's
Bryant,
like-
the mentality in Bryant is Reynolds Road and Reynolds Road only, you know?
Yeah,
I know
it's like a strip mall town.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
And there's like no real roads. You kind of just go
No.
wherever. You kind of just follow the concrete.
That happens a lot in Arkansas, that you're walking and then suddenly there's just nothing. Yeah, it's just grass.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
They do got some catching up to do with the sidewalks and whatnot. People, it's almost impossible to get from one point to another without owning a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do understand like people being like, I don't want anyone walking by my house.
I mean,
there's a very big sentiment of that, but
Out where I live, sure. Because
Yeah.
that means it's probably only someone who's absolutely crazy. I watched a guy this morning. I'm not making this up. I got behind this Ford truck and I was like, we're going like 8 miles an hour. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I see this dog. I see the feet of the dog under the truck, right? And I'm like, oh no. And the dog, like maybe the dog won't get out of the way. And then we come to a subdivision and all of a sudden I see a man on a four-wheeler walking his dog. He's just driving the four-wheeler.
he just doesn't.
And he's just got the
Doesn't
dog on a
wanna walk?
leash. Yeah.
That's it?
He's just taking the dog for a walk in the middle of the road.
How
That was this morning.
how old was he?
Oh, he was comfortably in his 60s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, once you get to that age,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, I don't give a fuck.
So I was like,
Yeah.
at first I was kind of like upset. And then as soon as I saw what was happening, I just started laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so absurd.
I feel like when you live in the city, or really in the same place a lot, you start getting too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when I used to be weirded out by seeing people at Walmart in their pajamas.
Right.
But now, you know, sometimes I need something and I'm on my pajamas and I'm like, you know what, fuck it, who's gonna watch? Who cares? Nobody cares.
Literally,
Yeah.
you're at Walmart already.
Yeah.
The employees don't care. The people there don't care. They just want to get in and get
Yes,
out. Yeah.
yes.
It is. That is. You know what? I've never even thought about it like that. You're 100%. I think you just nailed it. Those people, you know, myself included, it was just people who have existed in the town so long that you're just like, I mean, if I don't see anybody I know, what do I care?
Yeah. And if you see me, just act like you didn't see me.
Right.
You know, I'm not supposed to be here.
Don't put me on the
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, line cook. That's fun. I was a cook for a little bit. Pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah, fun.
Where?
Pizza Hut.
Okay.
It's not really cooking. It's more just repetitious putting things together. But, you know,
Yeah.
I think it was still fun. It was still a kitchen.
All right.
Yeah. And I was probably like 15. This is a
Okay.
long time. This was the 90s when Pizza Hut was Pizza Hut, you know.
All right. How old are you?
41.
41?
Yeah.
Okay.
How old are you?
32.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long? You're doing stand-up comedy, yeah?
Yeah. I've been doing it for 8 years now.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Just here in Little Rock.
Just in Little Rock.
Yeah.
You tour
I
around at
mean,
all?
I go to other places. I usually go to Memphis or Northwest Arkansas.
Oh, right.
Those are usually the two places.
I mean, Northwest, they've got to have a few good spots, right?
Yeah. Because, like, I don't know. We feel so isolated from the rest of everything. You know?
What is there, one spot now?
Yeah.
In Central Arkansas?
Well, there's the Looney Bin. We have the
Bin.
Looney Bin, which, you know, we perform as much as we can there. And
just
then
one spot.
and then there's Birdies, which were
They're continuing it, right? Because it was
Yeah.
the joint, and then Birdies is going to...
yeah.
We just had Paul and Paul on a couple weeks ago, so that's cool that they're going to keep
Yeah, I
doing
saw that.
Yeah.
That's cool. They're cool guys.
They are.
We are thinking about starting something more like so the Looney Bin is owned by the people that work there. It's employee owned.
Oh, it's co-op. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And so we've been thinking for a long time to start something with just comics, like
Very similar
Yeah.
kind of vibe.
Mhm.
I think there just needs to be more. I mean, comedy's having such a boom. It's
Yeah.
it's the new golden era since the 80s. It hasn't been like this since the 80s. If you follow,
Yeah.
if you're a fan of comedy and you follow comedy,
I just see comedy clubs opening all over the country all the time.
all the time, and
Yeah.
not here.
Not here, yeah.
And I think people want it. I mean, when the big comics come through, they play arenas and it sells out.
Yeah, and people
know?
don't really know that there's a comedy scene.
How would you? There's not. I mean, there is one, but my God, it's
Yeah.
two places and
Yeah. And usually it's hard to find places too, because like places are not designed for, like maybe for music, you know, but for comedy, it's, I don't know, it's like a completely different vibe.
Yep.
It has to be very, you know, like not tiny, but it has to feel intimate.
tight. Yeah,
Yeah.
The space has to be
Yeah.
very purposeful. Even the big room can feel tight, but you have to design it that way. So almost all the good rooms are custom made.
Of all the bars that have done comedy here in Little Rock, I'd say Whitewater is the best place to do.
Low ceiling.
Yeah.
Everyone, it brings you forward.
It's just cramped
yeah.
there, and there's people on the stairs, and yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that place.
I think even for shows, I think that's why house shows and concerts, it's like there is something about us humans being together and being close and sharing
Yeah.
that energy, because you know, I believe that it is 100% real, that we're transferring all that, like making a whole room laugh. We're making it, it's like how good you feel even when you make your friends laugh.
Yeah, like a
You know?
person laughing next to you is different than a person laughing, you know, 7 seats away from you.
Right.
You know, you're just observing a person laughing, but if they're next to you, yeah, there's a
You can
completely
feel
different
it.
vibe.
It's
Yeah.
infectious, especially
Yeah.
someone with a good laugh, you know?
Yeah.
You just can't help it. My wife has an insane laugh, so every time she laughs, I start giggling because I'm like, you're so wild. How did you learn how to do that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Some people have. I've kind of. I feel like I've changed my laugh over the years since I was a kid.
Sure,
you know,
sure,
you
sure.
kind of see when you're a kid, you have your own way of laughing, but then you see another person laughing, and you're like, oh, I kind of like that, and so you start doing that one. And eventually, like, I used to laugh with my teeth a lot, and then I saw a guy that started laughing like without showing his teeth that much, and I'm like, I kind of like that. It's more like, I don't know,
A little more calm,
subtle,
a little more reserved. Yeah. Almost more cowboy-esque, I feel. It's very stoic,
yeah.
very stoic kind of way to laugh.
It's like you don't know how I'm hurting inside.
Right. yeah. Oh man, what got you into it? Did you have? I know you're not from Arkansas, right?
I'm from Chile. Yeah.
Chile. That's right.
Yeah. I grew up watching comedy in Chile. There was a huge like stand-up was just starting to flourish in Chile when I left.
Like at the media, or like actually like in-person comedy?
In-person comedy, because in
Okay.
the media it's always been there.
Right.
But I didn't know, like, how do these people become comics, you know? And I saw it on the streets actually, and I didn't know this.
like
So I was a
busking.
kid, and you'd go downtown, and there'd be like a person and doing a 360 act. Like there's people all around, you know,
Right,
200 people or something, and you could buy their material, their cassettes and stuff like that. But I didn't know that at night they just went to bars and they did.
Oh, you thought that was comedy?
Yeah,
Okay, I see.
And they did that, you know, and they practiced all that. And then eventually these bars started opening and stuff like that, but I wasn't there anymore. And
Did you move out when you grew up, or did you come here with your
I
family?
was I met someone in college.
Okay.
And she's from here.
Ah.
And I moved here, and then that
Sure.
uh-huh.
You know.
Things happened,
Sure.
and then I was trapped here because I was I was thinking about going back to Chile and doing stand-up there, and then the pandemic happened. And then I was like, I'm just going to get here. They were pretty tough over there, too, with the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then I just started doing comedy here, and I was like, I'm just going to stay here and do comedy here because I already got into it. I'm already doing it. And by that point, I started in 2017, and by that point, I was doing it for already 3 years.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm already doing this.
And I don't know if this is, I don't know much about South America, but I assume, like most countries, America has a very forward approach to comedy.
Yeah.
Whereas some places, like, it's just different. It's just different. Like, I don't know why that is, but America just has its way with comedy for some reason. So it's like you would have to go there and almost learn how to do their comedy or y'all's comedy. Sorry, I don't mean
it's very the I don't know if you noticed, but it's very premise set up punchline. It's very straightforward American comedy.
Right.
Whereas Chilean comedy, I don't know about other countries, but the long form still big.
The long story.
Yeah, long story with a big
right
punchline at the end, and so that still happens.
Okay. I mean, I love long story comedy. You know, they have some of those shows on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, it has turned into other kinds of styles and
it's almost
absurd stuff and sketch
it's almost
comedy.
Like you have to say the genre now. Comedy's gotten so big. It's like rock and roll. You can't just say rock and roll anymore.
Yeah,
you have to. There's all these identifiers. It's like, yeah, but absurd how? Like, what do you mean? And you just have to. Okay,
yeah, there's like alternative. There's absurd. There's and there's also like black comedy and alternative black comedy, Latino comedy, alternative Latino comedy, and stuff like that.
And
you know,
the structures are all different. The way you put the punchlines in, the tags.
The audiences are different. Yep. Every non-black comic is always really excited to do good in a black room. You know, it's like it feels different. You know, they dance for you.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, if you kill, it's like a whole nother world.
Yeah.
I've never experienced it, but I secretly want to do stand-up comedy. I have a whole set in my phone, probably 30,
great.
40 jokes, probably deep at this point. Because I only write down the ones that I'd actually laugh at when I say it out loud. I'm like, that's actually pretty funny. But I don't think I'll ever do it. So
a good thing to do is just like introduce them during conversations.
I do that.
And then just throw in this like, actually I wrote that.
Yeah.
You know? And kind of brag about it.
Sometimes if I'm unsure, I'll say just the punchline, and if it gets a chuckle, I'll go, okay, that's actually pretty good. I'll keep that premise.
What I do, because I watch my friends do comedy all the time, so I'll have a conversation with someone and something will come up and I'll say a joke from one of my friends. But then afterwards, I'd be like, yeah, that's someone else's joke.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
I think it's just human nature. It's like quoting movies.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're in comedy. I listen to a lot of it. I watch a lot of it. I love it. I've been in, you know, since I was a kid.
I do too.
Kind of the same thing where I'm just kind of inundated. I've always loved it. You know, even back to like some of the earlier ones. Like I grew up watching like Dave Attell on Comedy Central or John Panette or those kind of like joke.
Yeah.
It's just like never ending.
I like Mitch.
Oh my
Hedberg.
God, Mitch Hedberg. That was one of the first ones I ever. He was so different.
Yeah.
And it just this like his voice, like his everything about him. How do you think? How does your brain think of that? His joke. I mean, a banana's a lot like a stoplight, except the opposite. Like green means hold on, yellow means okay, red means where the hell did you get that banana at?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I really like Stephen Wright.
Oh,
Stephen
God,
Wright
yes.
and Mitch Hedberg are because I cannot write one-liners. Or I can, like sometimes they'll come up.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll come up to me, but I can't sit down and write one-liners. So when I hear them, it's like after I watch a comic that does one-liners, I can listen for 20 minutes, but because then I'm like I can't keep laughing. This is too much. Right. It's a lot. Yeah.
You like my sides are about to split open.
Yeah.
Do you Do you do fundamental exercises like that where you say like, I've never written a long form story or something like that? Let me try. Let me see what it's like. Just for the exercise, like a mental exercise.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just sit down and just write, and I'm not necessarily gonna perform it,
Right.
but I'm just gonna train my brain kind of.
Yeah. Just to get it out.
But I usually, like, if I come up with a punchline, then I have to write the joke for that punchline. So I write everything around that one thing that made me laugh.
And then
Yeah.
I guess like tags. Do you do that live in the room where you kind of like
Sometimes they'll come up.
Yeah.
They come up naturally to me, like the tags on stage,
Also, I'm sure
rather than me just writing them down and having them ready.
I feel like natural's got to be way better though, because you're sitting there and the joke's coming out of your brain. Because I heard somebody put it in a way where the jokes aren't ever necessarily always the same, but the punchline is, and it's a road to get to the punchline.
Yeah.
So you always remember the punchline, and then you got to get the road to it. So the story's always kind of changing.
Mm-hmm. And you gotta. What I like is playing with the audience and trying to fake what the punchline is gonna be before you actually get to it.
The rug pull kind of thing.
Yeah.
They think they know what it is, and then you get them on a different set. Yeah, that's
it's
great.
like, like what he said is really funny. It's like, yeah, but I'm not finished.
Right,
Like,
right.
Yeah.
I'm still cooking, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. And you have to, it's like craftsmanship. It really is an art form of, you have a whole room of people, and you have to have this control almost where you're sending them on this journey with your words.
Yeah.
Which, man, I don't know.
To keep their attention, and like the transitions matter a lot.
Oh.
And so if you're a fast comic, like one-liners and stuff, it doesn't really matter. But if you're playing with timing a lot and taking your time,
The beats.
What comes in between the jokes, because sometimes you just jump to another subject and people are like, okay, kind of throws them off.
Yeah.
But I like how it's always crafted on stage.
Yes.
Most of that, like, what you're gonna say, like, you have written.
There's a basis.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
you
don't
have
know until you. That's the weird thing. I can write a song, and I know I wrote a good song.
Okay.
Like, I'm in a band. I'm in 4 bands. So when we write music, we play it. We know if the song's good or not.
Yeah.
Now sometimes when you hear it back, you're like, I wish the chorus would have been a little longer or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But usually when you put it out, your audience, hopefully, will go, yeah. Or you'll find a new audience that also loves that music. But with the joke,
Yeah,
you can't just look in your bathroom mirror and be like, and then I said, ha ha ha, whatever. And then go outside and be like, this is the best joke I ever wrote. I'm going to go do this tonight. And then crickets.
Okay,
And then you cry.
So that's the other thing, is like, you don't write something and then you're like, keep preparing it. And then eventually 2 weeks after, I'm like, I think I'm ready to perform.
Right.
When you're a comic and you come up with an idea, you're like, oh my God, I need to say it now. Because there's this weird feeling that someone else is going to have the same thought.
Right.
And you're like, I need to go out and say it and make sure that everybody heard that I said it first.
Yeah. Oh, your take on the premise. Yeah.
Especially like
You don't want somebody else to get it
stuff,
too.
Yeah.
Topical is hard, man. I don't know. It's like every time something happens in the news or something, you'll see like 30 of these guys and all have a hot take. And it's like, there are 14,000 comedians now. How are you all, like, keeping that original's got to be tough.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll do a show or a mic and something will happen in the news, something big.
Right.
And people will come to the comedy show expecting to hear
Right.
about what is happening, And comics, none will say anything about it. They'll just do their material. And they'll be like, why is there a weird energy? It's like people are not responding. It's like, yeah, because something happened today. No one is addressing it.
You didn't mention the fucking huge news from the day.
Yeah.
But that'd be tough. I guess that makes sense because I hear David Tell's one of my all-time favorites. Maybe my absolute favorite. I don't know. You know how it always kind of shifts around. But his last special was
amazing. I had to
insane.
I had to do that with his special. I had to stop it at 20 minutes and then keep watching it after because it was one after another and after another. I was like,
And then you got a whole room of people to play the recorder at the same time. I mean, it's just that dude is just on a different level. But his friends all say that he'll sit in a diner and just read the news.
Yeah.
Like all day, and then he'll come at night and just have 20 minutes of brand new that day. And I think it just, obviously time helps. I think that's why, 8 years in, you probably definitely have a better handle on what works for you.
There was a comic here in Little Rock, Matt DeCampo. He was on KUAR, and he was also, I think he wrote for Mike Beebe, the governor. He wrote his speeches and stuff like that. And he would go to the mics every week, and he would do different stuff every week. And he just wrote about what happened that week.
That's crazy.
And everything was really good.
And fresh and new and good. Wow. I think it's some people it's born into, clearly.
Yeah.
Some people just have the gift. But I think you also probably can get there. If that's what you want, it's just practice,
Yeah, it's like a brain, it's like a muscle.
It is a muscle.
That, because it's like I come up with a kind of jokes that they have their own structure.
Right.
All my jokes kind of have the same structure in a way. And
sure, that's your style, right?
And when I'm thinking of something, I'm using that. But, other comics have another, and it's just like that different muscle that you just keep training and training and training and training, and eventually you add more stuff. But I've never seen comics just switch on an entire character. It's usually the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That would be weird, honestly. Just change it up midway through the show. Well, now I'm going to talk like this. There are character comics. Larry the Cable Guy, there are
that guy's hilarious. Though.
He's fucking Dan's his real name, and that dude is out of this world funny. But again, I think he might just be naturally hilarious. I think he's one of those guys. Everybody knows someone like him. He works at a parts store though.
Yeah.
But Dan figured out how to get on stage and just make that so. It's like I say that about Theo. Everyone knows a Theo, a guy that just says the most off-the-wall shit.
It's like, what are you? Yeah, most of his jokes are not it's not offensive. It's just like, wait, what?
What's your take? Your buddy had a wooden shirt? What the fuck are you talking about? I have a buddy, Nick, and he talks just like that. He just says the most insane.
With a mullet. And,
And it's just like, everybody in the South has a Theo, but he figured out how to monetize money with himself. Because that's all he's doing.
Yeah.
I think the best comics, that's all they're doing. They're just, this is me, realistically. But you have to figure out, I think that's in my mind, I think that's probably what you're doing is you're just figuring out your own voice. Right? Because you can be a character, but people see right through that.
Yeah, and eventually, you don't want to, I feel like I don't want to be a character for...
When it doesn't, it doesn't work like it worked in the 90s and stuff. Because being a character back then would mean if it went, now you got a TV show. Now you're famous. The whole world knows who you are. It's kind of like, but then you see what happens after. It's like Pauly Shore. What's up, buddy? The weasel thing.
Yeah, it's like you got to keep kind of doing it.
He kind of kept doing that, and it got honestly sad. I love Pauly Shore. I grew up watching every one of his movies.
Yeah.
And then he's a 57-year-old man trying to be like, what's up, buddy? And you're like, and now he's dropped it. He doesn't do that shit anymore. And now he's fucking hilarious again.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it works for some people their whole life.
It's like whatever you feel comfortable with. But just so you know, if you started with this, you kind of are going to have to keep doing it.
If you build a name, it's forever.
Yeah, it is forever. And I don't know. Some comics are some build a character. Some are themselves. Some, I feel like some comics lately, they're trying to make offensive things funny. Whereas you should come up with something funny if it's offensive.
Right.
For some people, that's one thing. But first of all, you had that thought because it was funny first.
Right.
But if you're trying to take something offensive and take it funny and make it funny, now you're like this. That's a stretch, I think
people see through that too. It always falls flat in the room. Even the people who are offensive are like, why that take?
Uh-huh.
That you're just being. It's almost always race, so it's like you're just being racist, you know. And you're like, it's not. Yeah, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, that's a perfect description of that. Whole nature.
Like I mean, there's a lot of like in the past 3 years, I've seen a lot of it, where it's like, okay, it's all these topics that we've heard about,
right?
You know, or that are supposed to shock certain audience members, but you're not telling me something that I haven't heard or something that I'm like, because when you hear something funny, it's always like that's funny, whether like it doesn't matter what it is, it's funny,
right?
You know, but you can read when like as you say, you can read it through, like, and the audience can read it through.
Oh yeah, but the audiences aren't stupid.
Yeah.
When it comes to sitting in a room. Plus, fans of comedy, I feel like if you're an actual like comedy fan, which a lot of people are now, you kind of know who's bullshitting and who's just being funny. Like, it's just, I don't know how to describe it. I guess I'm not a comedian, but I do pay a lot of attention to a lot of them, and it's like the ones who have it, you can just kind of tell, like they knew it was funny before they said it. Yeah. And then sometimes I get that a joke needs work, but. Man,
but
you're taking your life in your own hands at that point.
But a lot of times you'll hear a joke that is not written all the way through or not written well, but the punchline is there, and you can see it from the very first time someone performs it. I'm like, this is funny, and it has so much potential.
Right. There's so many ways. So many ways. I mean, everybody has their own way, I'm sure.
I don't know if you know him, Bear. He opened at Birdie's this weekend, actually. Anyways, what is it called? KATV is the local news network.
Yeah.
So they posted a photo of Birdie's opening, and Bear, one of the comics, is in it, but. He never looks like this, but he looks high as shit in the photo, and we're all commenting on. But he's one of those comics that the way he looks, it makes you think he's going for something,
right?
And it's really definitely not that way.
Yeah,
he's like that guy that like he has to say something that will trigger you a little bit at the beginning, because that's what the joke is about. But once he gets to it, it's like, I don't know, it switches like the entire. It's like a Simpsons episode when it starts with something, and then it's like it's nothing at all from what it started.
By the time he got to the end, it's a whole different thing. Yeah,
it's like, oh, I didn't think it was gonna be about that at all.
Right. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, you'd love him.
I love to get like, dude, I really wish I had more time in my life. I'm just such a busy person, and I love comedy so much. And I just. When I was younger, the only place I knew of was the Looney Bin. I went a few times, but it's like, it's hard to kind of just go all the time.
Yeah.
You know, especially when I'm always going to shows. It's like,
there's a lot of shows here too.
Well, there's so many, and I'm so ingrained in the Arkansas music scene. It's like, I spend 90% of my time. That's what I'm doing probably if I'm not working my job. You know.
You know this place, it was a house called Pine, what is it called?
Well, we've had a bunch.
Pine something.
Pine Crest, Pine Wood, Pine
Street House?
Pine Street.
Maybe.
Was that the one that burned down?
That was the one that they tore down to expand UMS.
Oh, right. Were they doing comedy there?
I did comedy there once with a bunch of musicians, and there's this girl that her name was Cassandra, I think. And
I know Cassandra. I wonder if it was her.
And she did a Pee Wee Herman.
It wasn't her.
Okay. She did a Pee Wee Herman act, and I never saw her again. I never saw her perform again ever.
It never really happened.
But I'm still wondering. It's like, you guys go to those kind of house shows, so I was like, if you've ever seen, no, okay,
that's wild.
Okay,
I've only ever seen poetry with music.
Okay,
I've heard of stand-ups coming in. But it makes sense. There's a giant crowd.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the people are here to mosh. Does it transfer like in between sets? If you get up there and do a tight five, it's like you better be really funny, because I've even heard some of the bigger, like one of my all-time faves right now is Big J Okerson.
Okay. Yeah.
And he talks about he used to do it for Korn, the metal band Korn. It's just like,
I can see that.
oh, of course. I mean, he looks like he belongs in Korn.
Yeah.
No. But he was like, dude, I would just be bombing uncontrollably, and you're like, yeah, I don't think it might not be the right crowd.
I saw a comedian. I don't even remember his name. That's how relevant comedy is with metal bands.
Right.
Open for Metallica.
Damn.
And like people were just like, we want to hear music.
Was that in Chile?
No, it was here at the arena, actually, the Siemens Bank Arena.
Damn, I wonder who that was. Huh.
Yeah, I forgot who. I can probably Google it, but
Yeah, I'm sure. He was probably on tour with
But
them.
it was so. It wasn't hard to watch. It was just hard to see him try to get the audience attention.
Right. Yeah, we're here to see Metallica.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just absurd right there.
Yeah.
I've seen them 3 times. I wasn't there to see anybody else. I was just, whatever. I'm here.
Yeah.
The third time I saw him, I was like, I'm not even going to go until it's later. And I usually don't do that, but I didn't care. I just wanted to see them.
The only time I went in, I've seen them twice, and the second time I didn't go. I didn't see the opening band, but the first time I saw them, they had Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, okay.
So I went in and watched them, and then
Yeah. I'm sure that's fun live.
Yeah.
I worked for them once.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All
I've worked
right.
with a lot of bands.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, my buddy used to own a lot of the promotional stuff, and so all the shows at the River, the bigger, like, rock and roll shows or metal shows we would do. So it's kind of neat. I have a lot of stories about that time in my life, but I don't really do that anymore because it pays jack shit.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, it's like a 16-hour day, and they're like, here's $150. You're like, dude, this sucks.
Yeah.
It was great when I was young, but now I got bills. You know, it's kind of one of those things. Like, I would probably
your back
still
hurts.
do it. Right. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, tell me. I was up at 5:30 this morning. I was on the job at 6:30 this morning. I've been laying hardwood all morning and then had to leave. I'm doing this. I just did an interview before you got here, and then as soon as me and you were done, I'm coming right back.
Oh.
And I'll probably be there till about 10
It's
o'clock
hot
tonight.
as shit, too.
Luckily, the AC's on when you're doing hardwood,
Okay.
so that part's nice. But it's this is days, God knows how many straight of just working. So it is what it is.
What kind of what bands do you play? What's the music?
That I play in personally. So there's My Ends to War. That's like
Oh, I know. I used to play soccer with him.
Todd.
You're a singer.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He broke his damn legs too many times, though. I will say.
Oh, he stopped playing?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
he's got all kinds of surgeries. I mean,
Yeah, I used to play with him and his wife.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
They just had a kid, like a year and a half ago. Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
maybe 2 years already. Shit, I don't know.
But I remember when his video became your video became viral.
Oh, yeah.
The egg,
That's
the
me
omelet.
drumming in that video.
Yeah? Okay.
It's me and Todd in that video, and then the bottom of Kurt's head. The person with the phone.
I love that video. Yeah.
It's so stupid. The one, and then like literally, we're like, oh, it's our moment, and then the pandemic was 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
2 weeks. We got a whole 2 weeks, and I'm like, were we the last viral video where 1 million was a good number? Because now 1 million ain't shit. It's like if it ain't 15 million, 10 million, no one even knows. But
Don't look at the numbers.
we got no. I usually don't, but that one was like, what is happening? Because that was like, we were on our way to Memphis, and Kurt's like, hey, something's happening. Every time you refresh, you'd be like 10,000, 15,000.
Fuck.
And that was fun. So that band, which is kind of like Under Oath, kind of what they would call post-hardcore, but we're kind of like, we've been doing it so long, it's kind of like the evolved version, I guess you'd say. And then I'm in a band called Lame Johnny, and that's blues punk.
Okay.
It's blues influenced, but it's punk rock. So it's like, I kind of like to say, I mean, you know, it's probably not this, but I like to think of it as if it was Johnny Cash, but he was a punk, like a blues guy instead of a country guy. It's very much the attitude, a lot of like fuck yous and middle fingers and things like that. And then I'm in another band called Shinfo, and that's a thing. It's just short for shitty information. It's a southern metal band, and we are it's for just goofing off. The lyrics mean nothing. They're literally nothing. It's just riffs and booze.
I really like metal.
And then the other band is a pop rock band that I'm in with my wife called Crows, Kroze.
Okay.
And that one is like the most accessible band I've ever, where we could go play anywhere, and I don't think anyone would have a problem with it.
Okay.
You know, it's just rock and roll with lady vocals, like true to form, like straight up just rock and roll chords and riffs, nothing heavy. But I do love my heavy music. We just recorded an album, and then My Hands to War, we put out our album last year, and so it's been fun.
Yeah, metal is huge in Chile.
Oh,
It's
I'm aware.
like pretty fucking huge.
It's insane. The footage that comes out of that country with fucking heavy metal concerts.
We have.
Didn't that one just happen where it was like 1 million fucking people or something?
Yeah. There's this. It's called Metal Fest, and they used to do it in a like a horse track, like at the races, like at the huge, and it used to be packed. I don't know where they do it anymore, but the best in like classic metal and the best new metal bands, they all go once a year. They have the Metal Fest, and it's fucking huge. And there's so many bands in Chile. There's so many metal bars and venues. Yeah, well, the city where I'm from, most of the rock bands come from there.
Oh, okay.
So there's
city
like
are
so
you from?
it's called Concepcion. Or Conception. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Conception, Chile. Wow, that's a cool ass name for a town.
Yeah. So you know the MTV Unplugged concerts. The first actually unplugged concert for MTV was a band from my city that they just had microphones pointing at their instruments, like every single instrument. None of them was.
Whoa.
And it was like there's information on it. It says this is actually the first unplugged
Right.
MTV concert.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chile is a hotbed. I mean, yeah, it's wild. I'm always, when you see something crazy and it's always a metal show, you're almost always like, oh, it's got to be. It's either Japan or South America, somewhere those two places.
I grew up, I play classical guitar, and I grew up playing in like folk ensembles and like Chilean country music stuff.
Chilean country music?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's called cueca.
Cueca.
Yeah, and it has its roots in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like country. What the fuck?
But it's our
I gotta
country
look
music.
that up.
And so we had that stuff, and
is it very like ensemble, like horns and
so you know
like
how
instruments?
like Mexicans, they have the mariachi band, and it's
Absolutely.
Entire Chile is the same, but it's more it's guitars and accordions, and there's no trumpets.
No
it's
horn
like
section.
it's nothing like that.
More hand percussion.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of that. And I just grew up with that, but I would go to like, I don't know, punk and rock concerts and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's weird because I never actually learned how to play electric guitar. I just don't know how to play an electric guitar.
But you're classically trained.
But yeah.
I mean, that's wild, dude. Classical guitar is, I mean, all
they
those
are
crazy
arpeggios.
chord shapes and shit, like, bro. And I mean, that's something. I've played a classical guitar a couple times, and I'm like, and I did,
I haven't played in a long time, and every time I try to pick up the guitar and start playing, my fingers get like just so stiff, and they hurt, and I gotta get this back, and like, because you get
the
like
calluses,
absolutely.
I just was to say mine. We've been learning these new songs. It's no secret. Like one of my bands is playing the cover show this year. We do an annual cover show for the podcast, and so, but like this finger, I just don't use a lot, I guess. And this band has a lot of crazy chord shapes, and this, like the end of my finger right now is numb because I've been using it so much, and just. You know how when you play guitar, you kind of grind. You just got to get it in your brain, so you just do it 1,000 times. Play for like 3 hours straight, and I'm just like, God, I haven't felt like that since I was a teenager. Since I first started learning how to play, because I've been fairly consistent in my playing ever since I started. I never really
Okay.
stopped. Because I went down the music road. Like, I thought maybe I want to do acting. I really did when I was trying to be like, I want to be an entertainer for sure. I know I
Yeah.
do. But then I was also a musician, so it was kind of like, that's both things. So you get to do both.
Yeah.
Especially live. So I always thought I'd be a touring musician, but, you know, it didn't work out. But it's still fun as
I
hell.
did the same to learn the arpeggio. I would just sit down. I wouldn't even use this hand. So I would just grab all the strings and just do the
Yeah.
exercises with my hand while I watch TV or something.
Exactly.
And I would just do that, and eventually I just got it in.
Yep.
And I was like 13, so when you're like 13, 14, you're just like so into something, you know?
And your mind can soak in things.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
a lot better, too.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I'll be like, I have this thing now where I sit in my office. I have an office, and I sit in there, and I just, whatever the project task is, especially like guitar playing, I try to play an hour a day if I can.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be like 20 minutes in, and like, say you'll get a message on your phone because I read all the tabs
Yeah.
from my phone, and I'm like, oh, and then I'll do that. And then before I know it, it's an hour and a half, and I'm
On
sitting
your
here on
phone,
Facebook just like,
yeah.
God, dude, my brain is so stupid now.
I'm the same with writing. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and write, and I usually put my phone somewhere else, and I use all everything that I have written down. But if I have my phone and I'm like, okay, I just gotta look at one little note, and I'll go on the note, and then I'll go on Instagram, and then
it's
and I'll do that.
Dude, I tried to look up something yesterday for my wife on my phone. I was like, oh, I think I put it on Facebook. I literally opened Facebook, immediately clicked the video, and sat there for 5 minutes. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I just was like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with me?
And then eventually you're like, oh yeah,
I had to re-ask. I was like, why am I on my phone? And she was like, I need the I was like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's an addiction. It's so bad. It's worse than smoking, I feel like. Because, like, at least I know I'm smoking.
yeah.
I don't even know what I'm doing on this
At
thing
least you
anymore.
go outside, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I try to stay outside as much as humanly possible. I love being
Yeah.
outside. Yeah, I mean, I work construction, so I'm just kind of used to it. What is that?
That's your phone.
Really? Oh. My bad, dude. Sorry.
That's fine.
Yo, what's Chile like? What's like a
Where
day
I'm
in Chile
from, it's right now it's cold and
cold.
rainy and
like? So it's
humid.
like fall there?
So today's June
8th.
So I think winter is about to start, like the winter time.
Oh, okay.
But right now it's like cold and rainy and humid. So like you'll go to sleep and get in your bed and it's kind of humid and like the sheets are cold and yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nothing better than a cold
And
bed.
because like a lot of
Snuggly.
people use stoves, like wooden stoves.
Okay.
So certain parts of the house are warm, and then if
right.
your room is far away from where the chimney or whatever the shit is,
Yeah.
it'll be cold as shit. Yeah.
Not like not a lot of central heating and air.
Yeah,
Like
in
centralized.
in the summer, I think now it's starting to get really hot because of everything that's
all the
happening.
stuff, yeah.
But when I was there, like the summer was never like too hot that you need AC.
Like here,
Yeah,
where it's like 90
No,
and, you
and
can
it's
swim
dry
through the air.
heat.
Yeah, oh, it's dry heat, which is way
you get
nicer.
under a tree and it's nice.
20
you know?
degrees cooler in
Yeah.
the shade. Yeah, it's not the humidity all around you just sticking to you like every
and it's next to the coast, so you have that.
That's true.
And well, sometimes it smells like shit, you know. But
It's that ocean
yeah,
smell.
it's
the
like
ocean
sometimes
stinks.
like you go out in the evening, you know, and it's hazy
Right.
and it's like, why does it smell like
Just like-
dead fish?
Right. Well, yeah, because the giant body of dead fish. It's like, I don't know, man. I just don't. I've never really met a whole lot of people from other countries, so I'm kind of like, what is
it's
like a
like-
day?
it's
Do you
like,
wake up like here? It's like, oh, you wake up, you go get your coffee, you go to work.
My girlfriend is from Ireland,
Okay.
and I would say that Chile is a lot like, or the half south of Chile is a lot like England,
Okay.
kind of, or like or like take from California all the way to Alaska.
Sure.
just a strip, like just the coast, kind
Yeah.
of. That's how Chile is. And
see.
I would be from like Seattle.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So it's the same,
Okay.
but to the south, to
Right.
the South Pole.
Okay. Oh, right, because the
And
poles are... Yeah, it's different.
And sometimes you'll see, like, we don't have penguins, but they'll show up dead on the
'cause
on
you're
the shore
right there.
because
Yeah, 'cause just damn near touch the
so
earth,
they don't
yeah.
they don't go because it's too like where we are.
little too tropical,
It's 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 a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
So they stay down south, but if they die in the ocean, sometimes they'll
They just
wake
make it
up,
all the way
yeah.
there? Whoa. You're swimming around, get a dead penguin on you?
It's rare though.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's still wild. though.
Yeah.
Something bump you? Whoa,
And
shit.
the water is cold as fuck too. So it was like
Oh, does it ever get warm?
in the summer, in the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we you usually go to the beach to like drink with your friends, you know,
Nice.
and
Hell
like
yeah.
smoke shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we go in the woods for that. But yeah, same, same.
Yeah. Same. We go to the beach.
But yeah, you know, you find your spot, your hangout spot.
But that's how it is. It's like drunk salesman, you know.
right.
And
Did you have a job there? Were you?
I work at a bar.
Worked at a bar?
Well, I was in college,
Oh, that's fair.
and then I moved here from leaving college, and but I worked at this bar called Beer House,
yes.
and it was in this area that it was a huge part of town full of clubs and discos and stuff like that. And then everything changed, and now everything was like EDM and like modern music and urban music. And the beer house was the only place in the entire neighborhood that played live rock music.
Ah.
And so I got to see a bunch of like rock bands from Chile, and
Does any
it
of
was
them
just
stand
really
out?
cool.
Do you remember one that was like, what was like the local?
there was a guy that played there, and he played for the G3 with Steve Vai and
Oh yeah! Wow.
Joe Satriani,
yeah.
and what's the other one?
Was it Ingwe Malmsteen or?
I don't remember.
There's like a bunch of those guitar
but
guys.
it's like they did a world tour of the G3.
Oh. I
And
see.
they did one in Chile, and they brought someone was missing from the concert, so they brought in this guy that he's been playing in all these bands.
Dang.
And he played with them on the G3.
So he's
and
badass.
then he went and did the show at the bar, and it was like sold out, and yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. That moment.
Yeah, and he just all his albums are just instrumental guitar.
Really?
Yeah, instrumental metal.
Instrumental metal.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's really good.
I mean, you gotta be. You Steve
Yeah.
Vai, Joe Satriani are like,
what's
hey,
his
come
name?
do this. That's crazy.
Alejandro Silva.
Alejandro Silva.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta be good. Jesus, man. I'm gonna burn that fucking light sensor to hell. I'm sending it straight to hell.
You
I don't-
say you're interested in doing comedy one time, at least one time.
I know it's on my. It's like one of the only things left on my bucket list. So I know I'm gonna do it someday. I think I have some pretty decent
Yeah.
stuff in there. I could probably show you a couple. I don't want to say them on the thing because I want people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something I thoroughly enjoy, and it does scare the absolute shit out of me. So I think that's important
Yeah.
to do things that
And
scare
it never
you.
goes away too.
I don't think it.
I don't know
should.
for musicians, but like
I learned to think of it differently. Like that adrenaline dump that you get
Yeah.
that is like nerves, part of nerves, but it's part excitement. I just try to think of it as like I turn it into like I'm excited.
okay.
You know, I'm
Okay,
excited
yeah.
to do this because I've been playing music in front of people for 20 plus years now, and I still get
Nervous.
just
yeah.
so I don't think of it like
Imagine
I'm
the
not nervous.
same, but without your bandmates.
God almighty. See, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. A bomb might actually crush my soul.
Yeah.
I could miss a note. You should see
It
how hard I
does.
am
It
on
does.
myself for missing one note. I miss one note, and I'm like, it's a week of
Yeah.
you can't play, you actually suck.
A lot
you're
of
no good.
times you bomb, and it's like it hurts you emotionally. It's like
And
I'd
if you-
like I wish someone beat my ass instead of
Instead of bombing?
bombing. Yeah.
Because, you know, and plus, I
That'll
feel like
feel
with
better.
comedy, if you're bombing, I know this for a fact because I hear about it all the time. The other comedians are probably laughing, and they're probably going to give you shit
So
afterwards.
watching someone bomb is also, it's also really fun.
See,
Some audiences like it, but comics, we love it, especially when you're doing material that works, that you've tried so many
Right.
times, and you're like, fuck, the audience is not feeling it, so I'm just gonna do my best material, and it's like,
and it still doesn't work.
yeah, it still
Oh
doesn't
my
work,
God.
and it's just
can't pull out.
like,
It's like,
why
what do
would
I
you
do, shit on
why
the
would you
stage?
put yourself through that? Yeah.
And you have to do it, right?
Yeah.
You can't just go, okay, I'm leaving. I mean,
You
I've
gotta. It's weird when sometimes they'll be like, I don't know. I've been in shows. There's 5 people,
Right.
4 people, you know, and comics will act like they're at an arena
Right.
playing, and it's just the wrong vibe.
So anyway, and they're like big chested and like walking around. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I guess it's good practice. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know how I would do comedy in front of 4 people. I feel like I would be like, hey, I'm going to come sit with y'all and we'll just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be funny in the conversation. I don't know. But that's wild to stand on a stage, to elevate yourself and then be like, hello, everybody.
The best thing is like you cannot control anything except for what you're gonna say. So
Right.
that's just the best thing that you can do is just learn and get down exactly what like you have,
Right.
and never. I've never be like, I'm just gonna wing it. I've never done that.
I heard somebody tell me one time, they did comedy probably like 30 times, right? They tried it out. It
Yeah.
wasn't for them. When he gave me a piece of advice for it, because I was like, man, what was that first time like? He was like, it's not really the first time. He was like, most people's first time, a lot of people show up that
Yeah.
know them. So they're laughing because
Yeah.
they know them. So a lot of times, he was like, so a lot of people, your first time's not too terrible. Right? You're not like just eating dog shit the whole time.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to do it like the 5th time, the 6th time, because then now no one's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you and some strangers, and you really know what you're made of now.
Yeah, and your friends will stop coming. You know?
Absolutely.
Especially if you're
And
doing.
honestly, they should.
Yeah,
you know?
But it's crazy because like there are comedy fans and that you'll see like pretty much every week,
I believe it.
and so those are the only people that will make you be like, okay, I don't want to do the same shit again because they've already seen it. You know?
Right. Well, I mean, but if I'm started going, like say the music thing was done, and I was like, I'm gonna just go full bore in comedy. I would understand that though, because like you're still working on it, and there's
Yeah.
only a couple places you can go. It's like a workout night in the Dallas or Austin or
Yeah.
California. You got 30 spots
Yeah.
you can do.
Also,
Or New York,
if you're a comedy fan, you get to see the full development
right?
of the joke. You know,
Right.
there's people that will come up to you and be like, I remember when you started doing that and now it's so good.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cool. I feel like that's as cool as a friend coming up to you and be like, man, you can tell you guys have, like as a band, you
Yeah.
tell you guys have been playing a lot more. It's
Yeah.
tight, super tight.
Yeah, and you start feeling comfortable with it, and
Absolutely.
eventually it's like, it just comes out naturally.
It's like breathing. It's muscle memory at that
Yeah.
point. And then you're hitting all the beats and you're gonna,
Yep.
it's like,
It's like waves that you're.
have you ever done one where like it started good and just ended terribly? Like maybe the joke order was bad and you're like midway
Yeah.
through the set and you're like,
Yeah, absolutely.
what
yeah.
is that? And you like, I don't know if I'm the type of person where I would just acknowledge it and be like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, a lot of comics try to end in the highest note, but a lot of times, like the way I do it, I usually do the funniest thing that I want to say that night or on that set. I'll say it before the last thing that I say, just so when I get off, I just feel like, okay, that was a good show. It's like,
Right.
see you guys.
I get it.
Like you saw me and you saw my jokes. I don't have to like try to get out in the.
right.
I don't really like that.
We do set building kind of like the other way, where we'll start strong and end strong because people only, like for music anyway, I don't know about comedy, but people only remember the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
Nobody really remembers the middle because that's where they're having all the fun.
Yeah.
So when you say this is our last song, you got to really
Yeah.
send it home.
I usually use the last part to say something that is a little bit more personal.
Oh, yeah.
Or about myself.
I like it when comedians do
Yeah.
that.
It's
you
like I'll
to
tell
learn a
you
little
something stupid and absurd right before, and then in the last one I'll tell you something that I'll be like, oh, okay, I like that guy.
Right. Yeah, that's good. That's a good feeling. I like when they add that into, like on a stand-up special, you learn something that maybe you just didn't know about that
Yeah.
person before. Which, now that they all have podcasts, it is kind of hard. 'Cause you're
Yeah.
like,
So, and I've been doing it for 8 years, and I am now because when I got here, I got married, and then I was married for 5 years, and then I got a divorce.
oh, I see.
And so that's something I've never written about anything about that. And that's like one thing that I am now comfortable, feeling comfortable talking about it. And like there's just some things that, it'll just take time.
Yeah, man, divorce is nasty.
Yeah.
Even when it's good.
It's like
when
even
it's
at the
amicable,
beginning when
it's
I
still so bad.
when I started doing comedies, like it took me so long to start talking about my parents or my mom, and my family,
Yeah.
and then eventually started coming out.
Right. Yeah, well, it's real. And that's what a comedy is, right?
And yeah,
truth.
it's especially when you're like in that kind of like thought process of like you're trying to make jokes with pretty much anything that you see,
Right.
and then eventually you're gonna think about your family, and other stuff and real stuff, and
things that
you're
happen
gonna
to you.
start looking at it in a comedic way, or
Right.
and like just you don't want to look at it like that, but eventually you kind of like take jokes out of like the things that you don't really want to think about
The
or not,
darkness, yeah.
and then suddenly it's just not that dark anymore, and you can see it as a person,
Yeah, because you take the piss out of
and
it.
you
like
can
the British
you
say,
can
take the
see
piss out of
yourself as a
someone.
person, and
Yeah.
the people that are involved too as people, humans.
Right. I think a lot of when you listen to all the stories, a lot of people who are in, especially like comedy, music, all those things, even actors, they come from a little bit twisted backgrounds. A lot of them, it's just that's what it is. And then in comedy, you have to turn that into comedy. It's like the happy face and the sad face.
Yeah.
The comedian hiding behind the mask. The masking the sadness with humor because that's how you deal with stuff. I do it too.
I don't like masking the sadness. I like bringing it forward.
Right. I kind of do that. Our guitar player, he passed away and he hung himself, and literally found out on practice day as I pulled into my driveway because the other guitar player was there, and he told me immediately, and I like started tearing up, and I looked at him and I went, so he's not coming to practice? Like I have to do something. Even
Or
my own-
like, fuck, we gotta look for someone.
yeah, even when my own yeah. I hate searching for band members. God, it's the worst.
That's the worst thing about people dying. You can't replace them.
It's hard, man, because you can't replace the attachment.
Yeah.
Right. It's so you have
Nothing. You can replace nothing
You
about
have to
them.
get like well, that person made that band. Like everybody in that band will attest. Like if it wasn't for him, we would never be who
Yeah.
we were. So it was one of those things where we kind of lost our North Star,
Yeah.
and it's just strange.
It's
At
like
the
why
end of the day.
it feels like why keep going kind of thing. Or
It did for us.
Yeah.
I mean, but dude, our comeback show was 4 days. In 4 days, we'd worked a year on it. It's it's just what
Yeah.
happened. It's just part of life, and we still did it. We didn't change any of the stuff. We made like a little thing on stage for him, and we just played the set, and it was tough. I mean, I was
Yeah.
bawling. I was playing drums. I played drums in that band. I was just out of like unbelievable amounts of tears falling down my face because I sing and drum at the same time. I was trying to sing and trying to drum and just like choking through it. And it's like, I'm glad we did it because we made it through it. And,
Yeah.
and then it created the monster we became after that, which I think is good. We became the best version of ourselves. So it's kind of weird how that worked, because after that, we like set some real goals and did some real
Yeah.
things. And we made an album that we're really proud of. And so it's weird how that it's like kind of like making a joke about the bad thing or like whatever. My dad passed away, and like I joke about it all the time.
Yeah.
But I cry about it all the time too.
Yeah, while I was here, my grandma and my dad passed away, and I did the same thing. I just wrote jokes about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, the best thing that I can do is do something, like put it in something, make something with it, and hopefully it'll stay there forever. And that's why I wanted to make an album, because it's like,
Right.
it's
Do
like
you
I
have
just,
one?
yeah.
Awesome.
I wanted to make an album because I was like, there's certain things that I wanna like perform, and I want them to stay there,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
be, it's like a portrait of
Yeah.
who you were at the time.
Absolutely.
That's how I see it. And it's like, there's things that I'm going through right now that won't be relevant to who I am 10 years from now.
Right.
And if I don't put them out right now, I feel like they're going to stay in a notebook forever. And that's not.
Yeah, it's like a time capsule, and you can
Yeah.
go back and look, and then people
Yeah.
who love you even after you're gone. I think about this
Yeah.
podcast that way. Like when I pass away, there's 1,000 hours of footage of me talking about stuff, so you don't forget who I am. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's all just me talking to people.
I was a little conscious about the mistakes and all the errors that are in the album that you hear.
Sure.
And the more time it passes, the more I like that.
Right.
The more I'm like, this is so specific to who I am and how I do things.
Right.
That like maybe I won't be that person anymore in the future, but I can come back. Yeah, I can come back and see who I was
Absolutely.
before and see the progress. And yeah,
That's huge. The progress is huge. I listened to my first band ever, like from 2000 whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, I cringe so hard, but I actually I can still play all those songs. And I
Yeah.
still do from time to time. And it's like I don't think about it and think I wish I never did that. Actually it's fond, Like I think about it fondly. I'm still friends with some of
Yeah.
those people, and it's good. And I listen to it and I'm like, my God, what were we thinking? But then I think about me now, like what I'm doing now, and I'm like, I can't believe I can play this.
Yeah.
Back then, me 20 years ago would look at me and be like, dude, you're fucking awesome. You know?
yeah.
Like
That's how that's how I was like, I just want to like not be the person that I wanted to be as a kid, but the person that like me as a kid would look and be like, okay, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and like you have a version of like who you want to be as a person, but it's always based on other people, And who you usually become is I feel like the person that I became is better than who I wanted to become.
Same. Because I wanted to be the people I idolized.
Yeah.
And then I became myself.
You can just take the little parts that you want.
Well, because life, yeah, somebody might do some cool thing or something.
Yeah.
It's like you can pick up traits along the way, for sure. But life, it's those bad moments that make you. Those things that, like the wisdom of life. You live long enough. Like at 41, I've lived like 5 lives. That I'm telling you, bro, that shit is annoying as hell. I've lived like 5 lifetimes. I feel like I've done so many different things. I used to race, like street race. I used to be.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. I had a fucking truck that would just throw you in the back seat and just keep you there. It was a badass. And then after that, I got into drumming. Then I got into guitar. Then I worked with all these crazy musicians.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I used to blow shit up when I was little. I used to take things apart and tinker with things like an actual psychopath. I was a crazy ass child.
All right.
Yeah.
I was into fixing electronic shit.
Yeah, same. My aunt got mad one time. I took her vacuum cleaner and like took it apart
Yeah.
because I wanted to see how it worked.
Uh-huh.
I was interested in it, and she was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll put it back together," and I put it back together.
"Damn, this thing
But it was natural. Like it just. I didn't.
There's
it
like
was-
3 screws here.
There's always a little leftovers,
Yeah.
Always. I've been working on my truck for the past 2 months, and I have 4 bolts in my pouch right now that I'm not sure where they go.
Yeah, but it's fine. But
Yeah,
it
it's-
functions.
Well, I'm still trying to get it to function. It got in a flood. Remember when those floods happened a
Yeah.
couple months ago? I got flooded. I got flash flooded. It was crazy, and so I'm still trying to get it to work, which sucks because I did all the stuff I thought was wrong, and then now I realize it's something else, and now I have to like take the whole transmission out of the car.
That is the only one thing that I do not like about the city is I can't just get in a bus and go anywhere.
Oh no, only here, only downtown.
Yeah.
It's the only place it happens. Yeah.
I used to live in Park Hill, and I would come downtown and drink, and then just take the bus back to Park Hill, and then just walk like, I don't know, 2-3 blocks.
Do you
And
live
that's
in
it.
Bryant now?
No, I live in West Little Rock.
Okay, so you drive.
Yeah,
You got a car.
yeah, I drive here. I work in Bryant, and I kind of live in between my work and here downtown that I come perform and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Okay. I mean, Pretty normal. Pretty normal.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, people, sometimes I'll go out and I'll, like, people will tell me, oh, I just don't want to get in my car and, like, drive all the way there. And it's like, dude, it's like a 10-minute drive. And you,
that
like,
shit
and
drives me
your
crazy.
car is automatic. Like, you don't fucking do
You don't
anything.
do anything.
You just push a pedal and,
Most
yeah.
of the new ones, you don't even have to hold the fucking
Yeah.
steering wheel. The car will damn drive itself almost. Just get in the damn... I hate that mentality. I drive 100 miles a day minimum. Mm-hmm. I go all over the place. I don't mind. Like, it's like the other day I went to a friend's house 45 minutes away. I just go. Just go. Because what am I going to do? Sit at home?
I'll just put on some music, hit my vape on the way there. Yeah.
Make it a good time.
Yeah.
Shit. You know, or, I mean, just anything. I'm just down for somebody calls you up, hey, hang out. Unless I'm just dead to the world, like it's been a long day.
Yeah.
Like when it's like concrete pouring day, don't call me.
Yeah.
I'm not coming. But other than that, I mean, you know, I work hard, man. And I still am like, we got to party.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose that part of me. I feel like that's when I'll die. Like my heart will just explode when I lose like that.
The sense of
wonderment.
like just, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I don't know. I still like the city.
I love the city. I spend a lot of time here, and this is fun.
Have you lived anywhere else besides?
I'm from
Arkansas?
Texas.
You're from
I'm from
Texas.
Dallas.
Okay.
I lived there until I was like, my mom got homesick, so my dad's from there. Well, not from there, but his, military stuff. So they moved there in like the 60s. Mm-hmm. They've been there ever since. And so I was born there in Dallas, like the heart of Dallas, and then moved here when I was 6. But then we went every year, multiple times a year. So I went back for my whole life.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. I mean, it's insane now. Like 6 million fucking people
grew
live there.
really fast.
So crazy. It was always big. I've always known it to be like it's always been like a metropolis, but now it's like, I mean, it rivals California, like Hollywood, LA, New York City.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Fucking huge, yeah.
And you got to really pay attention where you're going.
Yeah.
I get lost there now. I used to know my way around. Now I'm like, I have to maps everything. I'll park and just take an Uber. I don't even know where I'm at anymore. It's so wild. All my cousins still live there, so if they're there, maybe I see them, but...
So you're a Texan?
Yeah, I mean, born and then raised in Arkansas, and then I lived in Bryant for 27 years, and then moved recently out to the country.
I do think of Bryant as like part of Little Rock.
Most people do,
like
because they don't know it's Bryant.
Like Greater Little Rock, kind of.
It used to be people had no idea. I lived there when there was 3,000 people there, and no one even knew they were in. Yeah,
That's
everyone
crazy.
thought it was
3,000 people.
3,000 people. Maybe even less, honestly.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time I remember seeing the sign, it was like 3,300 people. So when I moved there, it could have been even less than that. I mean, it was literally, the interstate was quiet.
Yeah.
You'd go an hour and not even hear a car on the interstate because nothing was coming from Texas. Crazy, dude. And
it
then
grew
now
really fast, yeah.
Oh my God, it's. There's a few good things, but man, I think they missed the mark. They had a chance. They had a blank canvas with all this land right on the interstate, and it's like 47 banks, 300 churches, and a bunch of fast food restaurants. Like the where you work, that should be on Reynolds. That should be what Reynolds Road was. A bunch of mom and pops thriving.
Yeah.
Instead, it's a bunch of junk ass shit that sucks, that ain't worth nothing.
Yeah.
And it's failing too. People,
Yeah,
so
there's a bunch of these businesses that they seem closed most of the time.
Yeah.
And
I'm a huge, like, the people, mom and pop. I want to see all those businesses thriving. If you suck, it goes away.
Yeah.
That's just we will dictate what is good and what isn't. The people will say whether it's good or not. But this whole
just to bring you, like, they'll be like the mayor of Little Rock at some point was like, oh, we're bringing in the Cheesecake Factory or something like that, and people were like, what? We have cheesecake places around here?
Yeah. We don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't think we need any of that shit.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, but it's like, but you've basically production lined your food service too, and it's less. We all know it's shit ingredients.
Yeah.
Now we're all very aware, thanks to the internet. It's like, you watch that one guy, he'll scare the fuck out of you. He's like, oh, it says it's whatever, but when he breaks down the ingredients, and you're like, what the fuck is in this food?
Yeah.
I don't eat almost any fast food anymore.
What? That's
yeah, I know.
crazy.
I'm a fat shit, but I've actually lost 100 pounds, so I'm doing pretty
that's-
good
that's
actually.
crazy, yeah.
I cook almost every meal.
I'm ashamed to say it, but I eat a lot of.
Well, you seem like you have a good metabolism.
Yeah, it's just no, it doesn't last long here, you know.
Yeah.
And I eat a lot of McDonald's.
Do you still play soccer?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I haven't played in a while.
That's a hell of a sport. It's
Yeah.
like cardio like a motherfucker.
Last time I played, because I smoke and I just don't exercise. And so the last time I played, I was just out
you
of
smoke
breath.
cigarettes?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, cigarettes make me sick.
I smoked. I loved it. I still do, but I'm not going to do it till they tell me I'm dying.
Yeah,
I'm done until
I
I'm
used
out.
to smoke cigarettes when I was in high school and then when I was in college, and then I just stopped, like cold turkey.
They got cigarettes are like our brands there. Is it? Did
Yeah,
America push it? And-
like Lucky Strike and
Okay.
Pall
if there was, like-
Mall
Yeah, oh,
and what's the other one? Not Marlboro.
What about our fast food? I know we like to push all that
McDonald's.
into other countries.
That's why I
McDonald's
love
is there?
McDonald's, because
Okay.
it tastes just as good as it tasted in Chile.
It's the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the same fucking taste.
I mean, it's engineered to be the best.
Yeah.
That's my thing, though. It's engineered.
Yeah.
There's a problem with that. I can cook you a hamburger that tastes 10,000 times better than anything they can do. But
I do.
it's also going to take an hour, and it's going to be,
I do miss Chilean fast food though.
What's
We
that
have
like?
hot dogs are huge.
For
they're,
real?
So
I
they're
love
called
that.
so they're called completos.
Completos.
Like complete.
Oh, really?
And they're not only like sausage wieners and stuff like that. There's like some with like pulled beef. So it's like the bun with pulled beef and avocado and tomato and mayo.
Any exotic animal? Do y'all eat any exotic animals like that we don't have? Like, or is it like because we have like pork, chicken, beef is kind of like the American.
Yeah, I mean we.
You know, but we don't have like or lamb.
Um,
Sometimes we have lamb.
Let me think.
Is there anything cool like
No. I mean, we eat a bunch of shit from the ocean.
a weird bird or anything? Oh, right.
Like,
the ocean.
like a lot of things, like snails and
escargot.
Yeah, and
Okay.
just there's this thing that we eat in Chile that it comes from the ocean, and it's called pure.
Okay.
I don't know the name in English, whatever.
Right.
But it's a rock. I don't know how they found that you can eat this. I don't know how they
scrape shit off
So
of it?
no, so it's a rock that you have to cut in half, and inside there's this like things that kind of move, and they're red. They're red, and they're really high in iron. Like they have huge amounts of iron, so
That's
you
good.
cannot eat too much.
Right.
And it's usually in a medley. It's like a seafood medley with
okay.
all these different kinds of shit that I really don't know what it is, but you just pour lemon juice on it, some salt, and
just
just
go to
fucking
town on
eat it.
that?
Yeah, it's like
Wow.
ceviche.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but without veggies and chips and shit.
Right,
It's
right.
just the seafood.
Just the seafood. Wow.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Some guys, some people say this. That's how do you say an aphrodisiac?
Aphrodisiac, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Can't anything be an aphrodisiac?
Yeah.
If you're horny enough,
Yeah.
oh, this sandwich, baby. Oh, you looking good tonight. I don't. Maybe what you're attracted to is the aphrodisiac. And
yeah,
the food
it's just-
doesn't really mean much.
Yeah.
Aphrodisiac if you eat it while jerking off.
Right. Yes, it is.
That's a good advice.
It's like those Reese's cups. Yeah. It's like I've never really bought into that. It's like it's like the rhino stuff. Like a lot of Eastern Asian culture does that, where it's like this animal part will make you horny. Or
yeah.
whatever. It's like maybe, but so does Blue Chew, dog. Just do that.
Yeah.
It'll give
It's
you
like-
a boner you don't even want. You know?
I'm working on this bit that I haven't done it yet, but it's about how I'm just gonna say it. That I don't need Viagra, I need Ritalin.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a problem like getting hard. It's just I can't concentrate.
The focus.
I'm
The
just
focus.
I'm old and I
that's
have
great.
bills and
Yeah,
I have things to do, you know.
Yo, dude.
And like I just need to lock in. That's
Yes.
really what it is.
Ashwagandha, that's how I lock in. I love that shit. It makes my brain so calm. I have crazy mental. We're having this conversation. I've had 20 in my own head about shit I need to do later. You know,
I used to be on Ritalin as a kid. Too.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Oh, I was part of the project. Let's fucking see what it does.
Yeah. Okay.
Program. We were the first gen that got that.
And you don't remember years of your life,
dude. I remember being so fucked up from that drug, and like seeing friends of mine like in the hall. This is a fucking school, man. In America in the 80s and 90s.
Doped, yeah.
And just kids drugged out of their fucking mind, asleep in the hallway like fucking homeless people. Like, I look back on that and go, who the fuck and what the fuck? You know, like it makes me
the only
insane.
thing, it was almost kids doing a fentanyl on the corner.
It left me with nervous tics for years. I would do this crazy shit with my lips, and I could not stop doing it. I still have leg shakes, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. And it all stemmed from those years.
For those years.
Because it was from like 8 to like 15. I can tell you the day I stopped taking that shit because my grandpa almost beat me up.
Yeah.
Because I spit it back in my grandma's face. I was like, I'm not taking this shit anymore. I'm done.
I took them from like 6 until like 12, and the worst part is that I just don't remember that much. I was just high all the time. I didn't like people don't say that, but the kids are fucking high.
And then you're bitching and complaining why my kids are fucking. Well, yeah, dude. First off, you're feeding them fucking sugar in the morning.
Yeah,
you're revving them the fuck up, and then you want them to calm down, so you drug them. Like it's all the adults.
And then you have to learn, right? And then they make you.
Dude,
learn stuff while
don't
you're.
Even get me started because it makes me fucking furious, man. I really. They really fucked with us, and I still have mental images. You're right. I just remembered that I didn't remember like anything 9th grade and down for most of my life. It's recently.
It's like certain things, but most of it.
When I started doing this podcast is when it started unlocking shit because I started having to actually like think.
Yeah.
Pull stories up and like remember of things that happened because you're sharing. We talk for so long, and I do this every week.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to relate most of the time, but. And now I have memories of it, and I have memories I don't even want to remember of it, like shit like that, like seeing your friends drugged out in a fucking corner, and then it's like, oh wait, I wonder why they're all fucking addicted to fucking Xanax and shit now.
Yeah.
Like I have so many dead friends in high school. It's like, well, they were all on Ritalin, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck those people, man. I could go on and on. I don't like to soapbox too often because I feel like it just doesn't really do much.
Yeah,
but it's. That shit's fucked up, what they did to a bunch of children. And it's still, I mean, they still do it.
They still do it.
They still do it. All of the world's governments, we're all just experiments. Mm-hmm. Whatever.
It's like,
I'm just trying to have fun.
Yeah. It's like, it's like, how can you expect any person, not just a kid, any person to just sit and listen for hours. And hours.
And also there's soda machines, which filled with caffeine. Your little body's not supposed to have that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a whole bunch of things, man. Or at least regulate. It's like, have one in the middle of the day, like right at lunch. So you have a good lunch, a good recess. Awesome. But this whole, like, first thing in the morning shit is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then take a drug to calm down. What the fuck? That's like we banned Four Locos for this exact reason.
It's like, first of all, you wake up and the sun is not even out yet. It's dark out, and like, when you're a kid, you wake up, it's dark outside. It's like, okay, I gotta go to school. Oh fuck! It's like you feel like you're already going to work.
I'm telling you,
it shouldn't feel like that for kids.
Is that like that in
Chile? Yeah,
Is it really?
We just wake up in the morning and just
because some countries experiment with how they do school. Like they wait till later in the day, or maybe they only go like 4 hours instead of 6 hours.
Yeah, it's like Switzerland and something.
Yeah, like at least they're trying some different shit. But we're just like, well, that's what it is. Because guess what? When you turn to an adult, we add 4 hours to the end of that day.
Yeah. Well, I used to go to school from 8 until 2, I think.
That's pretty much the same.
I think and then when I was in high school, I went from 8 until like 4:30, I think. Whoa. Yeah, because you prepare for college. Oh, so you do like a regular class, and then you go on like an hour break or whatever.
Right.
I used to go play soccer and get high with my friends, and there would be a guy that would sell us beer near, like right next to the school,
awesome, dude.
and you just had to go there and put the beers in your backpack. So when you go, and there, so you show up and there's one of those shitty gambling machines.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, absolutely,
you know?
yeah. It was gas
And-
station,
yeah,
fucking
gas
gamblers,
station
yeah.
gambling machine. And so someone would be playing that. So and that was at the entrance of the place. So that's all you saw. And then while the other my classmates would go to the back and get the bottles in the backpack, and then we'd go to the court where they play basketball, whatever, multi-use court.
Yeah.
And it's in the middle of the day, so there's class everywhere. So there's no kids around; they're all in school. So we just smoke weed and drink beer and play soccer, and then come
soccer.
back to class.
Oh my goodness.
In
I
high
love
school,
it.
it was like
Oh,
the last 2 years of high school.
I was in something called it was like I would go to a vocational school, which is like you learn like a blue collar job.
Okay, yeah,
So like
yeah.
half of my day was regular school. The other half of my day, this was in high school, was vocational. So you could leave. So at
Yeah.
lunch you could leave. Dude, we would leave and same thing. We'd go to my house, which wasn't far from school. We would get fucking annihilated, and then get in cars and drive
Back to
to
school.
vocational school,
Yeah.
where now there's like guards and we took welding, so the welding teacher didn't care, so you could smoke cigarettes and shit in there.
Oh yeah.
He just didn't care, and all the other teachers and like security knew it. So if you got caught, they would just throw it away. It was, dude, it was a wicked setup. You just be there like welding, high out of your mind.
Did your family smoke a lot cigarettes? Because
Oh.
I grew up with like the smoke on my face.
Everything was indoor smoking.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I mean,
yeah.
I was smoking indoors. I started smoking when I was 8. And
Okay, I've heard of people that did
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. And then I smoked all the way until, good God, man, I smoked a lot of my life. But both my parents smoked, my grandparents smoked, everybody around me. So it's like, of course I'm going to smoke.
Like 3 years ago.
And
3.5.
it's 3 years ago, like almost, it's 3 years ago this summer. So I've been quit for 3 years.
Okay.
And I quit for 7 years when I turned 21.
All right.
But almost every time around that is just like especially with the first time I started smoking again after that 7-year break, it was because my wife got cancer. And I just couldn't take it. I had to do something, and
Yeah.
cigarettes, which is odd. It's like, oh, she has cancer, let me get it too, But after that, it was like a bender of cigarettes. I was smoking like a pack and a half, 2 packs a day minimum. If it was a show day, dude, who knows?
I used to drink and smoke a lot. Every time I drank, I probably had a cigarette. Until I was like 21, and then I started noticing that just my hangovers were worse.
Yep.
If I smoked at least just one cigarette, it just made it worse. And then I just stopped cold turkey. And then every time that I tried to smoke a cigarette, it would make me so sick.
Yeah.
I will have to like go to bed.
I have that with soda. I can't have soda.
Soda,
Yeah.
the sugar.
Oh man, yeah, it's just too concentrated.
Yeah.
I quit for a long time and then I got back on it. But then this last time I've been quit now for
It makes you
2
sick.
It's like 2 years, man. If I have soda now, my stomach immediately starts hurting. Like, oh god, it was so much bullshit. in
Your
this
stomach
thing.
is like, dude, not again.
Not again. Don't do it. Which then, I mean, I am getting older, so I think maybe it's some of that too. But
Yeah.
it's just gross to me now. Like, I haven't had caffeine in 2 years. I haven't had almost anything really.
I'm
Haven't smoked in
addicted to
3.
coffee.
Everyone is. Like
Caffeine.
caffeine.
Caffeine is my addiction. Like
Right.
I'll drink at least 2 cups
I don't have
every day.
anything anymore, so now I'm kind of going the other way. It's like fingernails. I was telling you at the top of the pod, like I
Yeah.
haven't had fingernails my whole life. I've chewed my fingernails like a nervous tick
Yeah.
my whole life. And so I'm like, I wonder if I can defeat that in me. And so I have. Like I have fingernails. I mean, they're dirt all under them and I hate it, but
Yeah.
first time ever.
I used to
ever.
keep them long just to play guitar,
Right, classical guitar makes sense.
but now like I don't play that much. So and I work in a kitchen, so I
mean-
try to keep them.
I don't even own clippers, so I got to go get
Yeah?
some clippers. Yeah. So it's like it's a weird thing to be 41 and be like, I should probably get some fingernail clippers.
What are things like that like now that I'm 30, I carry it's in my car, but I started carrying a bag, and I have nail clippers, I have hand
Okay.
sanitizer, and like the older I get, the more I start understanding women, how they're keeping a bag
Oh,
with
yeah.
stuff
Dude,
with them.
I
you
was
know?
on that. I was just maybe it was a couple pods. Maybe it was the last podcast we were talking about.
Hand wipes
Uh-huh.
and yeah.
Just being ready, just being prepared. It's being an adult. It's kind of like Boy Scouts. You're just like, well, I'm prepared. I
Yeah.
have a bag too. I call them a pouch. I have a side. You know,
Uh-huh.
it's
Yeah,
a fanny
that's
pack
yeah,
I carry
that's
on my
why,
side. Yeah,
uh-huh.
so it's like when I have these titties though, so it kind of like splits the tit. It's hilarious.
Nice.
I'm so glad I'm losing weight, dude. But I carry like a knife. I carry an extra phone charger. I carry,
Yeah,
like,
I have a phone charger.
my wallet, of course. Sometimes my phone. Just random things I think I'll need. I carry like a tool, like a multi-tool with like a screwdriver and shit.
Yeah.
Which is not in there. I don't know why. I actually looked for it today and I can't find it. So who knows what I did with it? But yeah, I think it's just, it's good to be prepared for things.
Yeah.
And you don't know if you're going to get
I have
nasty.
my purse.
Yeah, my purse.
Uh-huh.
My friends
My
call it a
man
purse, and I'm
yeah.
like, I don't care. I thought
It's whatever.
I was on messenger bags when that was a fad in like the mid thousands. Like, it was probably the early thousands. When like you probably weren't here, so it was like it was a term called metrosexual.
I know that.
Like that fad that happened
Uh-huh.
for like a 5-year stint,
Uh-huh.
and then it just kind of went away. Or they just stopped calling it that. They just let people be people.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, that's dope. I mean, it's you can carry around all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I would get relentlessly made fun of for that one. So I kind of put it away because like I would get my feelings hurt. I was younger.
Yeah.
But as soon as the fanny pack around the strap around the side popped off, I was like, I'm in and I don't care and I'm never leaving.
Yeah. And now I can go out without it.
Can't.
You know?
Oh, I like freak out. I'm like, oh my God, it's like not having your phone in your pocket. Where is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. I think it's one of the fads that I hope stays around because I'm just going to do it forever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm to the age now where, fuck what you think. Yeah,
I have my little chapstick and it's fucking everything.
Everything.
I'm an old person now, or I'm acting like it, or
Well,
I'm preparing for it. I don't know.
preparing. It's good.
Yeah.
It's okay. I feel older now. Like I actually feel my age now.
Yeah.
Things I do, they hurt longer than they ever
Yeah.
have. So but I think some of that is, I'm obese. I didn't take care of myself for a long time. So it's like now that I'm working on it, I do feel better than I did 2 years ago. 2
Yeah,
years ago, I
that's
was
good.
dying, and now I'm not. So that's good.
Yeah.
So I don't know what 45 will feel like. I might be like, what was I thinking? I might look back on these podcasts and be like, you're a stupid bastard. You were just a fat idiot who ate too much pizza.
There's just some things that you just can't keep consuming after a certain point. Like I get
35's the cutoff, really.
it's like I'll get hangovers from eating food. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like you wake up
Absolutely.
the next day and you're like, oh shit. It's like, what did you drink last night? It's like, no, I just had chicken wings. You know? It's like I just I don't feel.
We do like one cheat day because I stay keto pretty much.
Yeah.
Try to be as tight to it as I can. Sometimes you can't avoid it. You're just out and about and you just
Yeah.
need calories. That's when I'll typically eat something. I try to find somewhere, but it's almost always a chicken restaurant.
Yeah.
But
At least it's white meat.
yeah, chicken. I try to keep it chicken, even though it's mostly always fried. It's hard to find like
Yeah.
not fried chicken food at a restaurant somewhere. It's like I try my best when I'm out and about.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, if they have a grill version of
I'll
like
always
if you
do
have
it
a
if they
grill,
have it.
yeah, if you have a grill sandwich instead of a fry sandwich, fuck yeah.
Yeah, but most don't.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, this is good enough, and a lot of times I'll just go with a chicken finger joint, so I don't have to worry about like
Do
the
you
bread on
cook
the
a lot?
sandwich. Huh?
Do you cook a lot?
Every day.
Yeah.
Me and my wife eat unless I'm working through the night, I'll stop and get something. But like my one cheat a week, sometimes it'll be like on a Thursday because I'm like I'm wrecked.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's like 10 at night. I'm like, I'll just
Yeah.
stop. And what that ends up being most time is pizza because it's affordable. And it feeds 2 people for
Yeah.
one price. So I'll get that. And I did that the other day. And First time
Feel it.
I woke up, I was like, this is bad. I don't know why I feel this bad, but this is bad. So I might, man, I hate to say it, but it might be one of those things where I'm like, this might be like down to like eating a slice of this is the, you know, the it's almost like having a scoop of ice cream instead of the whole fucking jar, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we are eating different. Also, I've been reading all this stuff about how people back then, like young people back then, look older
Yes.
than young people do now.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's because we just drink more water.
That's what they say. It's
Right?
just hydrated. Dude, I drink 2 gallons a day. I have a half-gallon water bottle. I'll fill it up 3 to 4 times a day.
But it makes me think of like my family when I was growing up. I rarely saw them like grab a glass of water and drink water.
Because when Coke came around, it was this unbelievable elixir.
It's like, we don't need anything else.
I mean, in every country, it wasn't like it's just some sort of like you're stuck in some third world country and Coca-Cola shows up and you're like, what is this magic flavor? It was the whole world. It happened all at the same time. These Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew, we just started, and we never stopped. Just
There's places in my girlfriend told me this in Mexico. There's places where the tap water is so bad that people just really just drink Coke.
Yep, that's why it's so big. It is like that was one of their marketing things. If you look back on it, it's like get into these untapped markets where there's nothing, you know. I mean, they've made commercials with it. You know, the kid in Africa in the desert pushing a cooler into his village and it's filled with Coca-Cola so he can sell them. And, like, that's fucking crazy.
That movie, The Gods.
But they do have something safe to drink. It's like pirates. You know, that's why they drank the alcohol. It was because the water was bad. It wasn't because they were all just wanting to get shit-faced the whole time. I mean, maybe they were, but...
Uh-huh. Yeah, it is. It doesn't taste the same everywhere, though. Did you know that?
Oh, absolutely. They use real cane sugar in Mexico. I know those. If you get the bottle one, it tastes way different.
When I was a kid, there was a nun that came from. I mean, she was from Chile, but she lived in Madagascar for years. Whoa. And she said, "It's crazy because like." You go to another country and you're like, oh, they have Coke. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll drink a Coke. And she said she tried it and it was disgusting.
Yeah. They're smart.
It wasn't sweet. She said it wasn't as like that sweet. It was kind of bitter, and it just tasted weird, you know.
Some palates don't like that extra sweet stuff. You know, like the country at large is just like...
Yeah. Or like it's just the water or whatever they use is just different. I don't know, but she was like it does taste different.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think a lot of food.
And those sodas are big in Chile too. And we have the off-brand sodas too, which I think are bigger there than they're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody is like into brands and stuff, but if you're having a large party, you're not buying Coke for people, you know. You're buying Circle K Coke. Yeah, Dr. K.
that's here too, bro.
Yeah.
Unless you know when someone has money when you show up to the party and the cooler's full of name brand shit. You're like, all right, fancy.
All right.
Yeah.
And we
getting Kroger brand, dog.
In both 3 kinds. Yeah.
These things are $10 a piece now. These 12 packs. Get the fuck out of here. You getting the cheap shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no fucking way. The hamburgers are the same. Listen, if it's you and me, if I invite you over, you getting a fucking half-pound handmade. I'm doing bacon from a fucking farm fresh cow. You getting the works. If there's 5 of my friends, you getting the bag from Walmart freezer section with the dollar cheese and the fucking pre-cooked bacon, because that's what it is.
In Chile, when you have people over, you'll go to the store and buy shit. And it's usually we go to the deli and you'll buy cheese, sliced cheese, and sliced deli meat. But you go over there and you'll be like, "Can I get the visits cut?" And then they'll be like, "Okay." So there's the thick cut for the customers, but the visits cut is like
super thin.
Super thin, so you can get like 3 slices out of one.
Yeah.
And that's why you serve the people that come to your house.
Give me that visitor cut. That's awesome, dude. That's wonderful. And then the guy behind the counter is like, how many people are coming? Oh, we'll get it real thin.
And it looks like you have a lot, but it really...
Hey, I like tricking myself too.
Uh-huh.
I love thinner deli meat on a sandwich because
Yeah.
it seems like so much, and it's actually like 2 pieces of regular.
I started this channel on TikTok because I started eating a bologna sandwich at work. And I just started eating it every day because I was like, what do I want to eat? And I was like, fuck it. Because it tastes so good.
Right.
And we put mustard and chow chow. You know, chow chow is like it's a southern relish. It's made with squash and carrots.
Interesting.
And it's kind of sweet. So it's that with the mustard plus the bologna and
Thick cut or regular?
Thick cut.
Thick cut.
It's a smoked bologna with a piece of American cheese and an egg. And I just
Damn.
started eating that every day. And then eventually my coworker was like, you should do a channel where you eat one every day. And I started a channel, and it's getting a lot of views.
What is it?
It's
What is
so
the-
weird.
what is the channel?
It's called Mr. Bologna Sandwich. Just like that.
That's
Just like
good.
that.
I
And
can't
there's
believe that wasn't taken, honestly.
And then I started putting like, I'm just going to do this until I get sponsored by Big Bologna. Because it's just a joke, you know? But then people are just on the comments are like, who is Big Bologna? And they're tagging like bologna companies and
Oscar
stuff.
Mayer and
It's
shit.
so
That's
funny.
so funny.
It's so funny, dude. But
what the fuck?
but
bologna
it's like
sandwich.
it's really the bologna sandwich that we make at the shop in Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
And I just switched the bread.
Oh,
That's really
okay.
what it is. But actually, if you go to the shop, you can actually get the sandwich.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell people, it's like, you can actually, guys, come here and
Yeah,
get a
good.
sandwich, you
That's-
know.
That's solid marketing. As a
You,
guy,
you found it? Yeah, yeah,
as a
yeah.
guy who knows how much impact one video can have, dude, it only takes one. If one of those pops off and it gets big in your town, y'all never run out of business.
Yeah, sometimes I do a BLT,
Yeah.
but it's with bologna. So instead of
Bologna. That's
bacon,
good.
lettuce,
That's
tomato, I do a
bologna,
bologna,
lettuce,
lettuce,
tomato.
tomato. It's really good.
The bologna guy. I mean, that's clever. I can't believe that name wasn't taken. That's
Me
so
too,
spot
yeah.
on. Like Mr. Bologna, how is that not a mascot somewhere?
It's so funny because you start something on like TikTok or Instagram, and then you go to the page that you create, and everything about it is about that, about
Right.
the food.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm getting all this bologna content too. So
That's so good. That's so good.
But I didn't know there's like this whole niche space, like community on social media that are really into bologna.
It's the one thing that the internet did well. It just opened up the world for weirdness, and you can find all your weirdos that like the thing you like. It's perfect for that.
Yeah, you can find everything for everybody.
There's a niche for literally everything. Because if you're into it, there's another billion humans out there that are into
Yep.
it. And if they're on the internet, you'll find each other.
Yep. If
I
you
think you'll
want
find each other in real life,
if you want to
too.
hear metal in Spanish sang by Japanese people dressed in costumes, you can probably find it.
100%. There's no way that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're so into metal, and they're into all the
Yeah.
cultures. So it's got to be a thing. You can just think of something and be like, I'll Google it, and I guarantee I'll find it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I used to have a buddy. We would just do that. We would just think of a random sentence and then just Google that and see if it was real, and it almost always was.
With comedy, we do that a lot. That
Googling jokes.
it's called parallel thinking, when you have an idea that someone else had, and
It happens in music too.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Where
I thought it only happened with like just like
the
a
riffs
rhythm.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in the musical part.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you can write something. I've had it happen to me, and it's like it only makes sense because you're living in the same world. So like the idea that I would come up with something very similar, if not the exact same thing, isn't out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
There's only so many notes on a guitar, and there's only so many ways to say, this whatever about whatever subject.
Yeah.
So it's, and if there's as many people as there are working on comedy right now,
Yeah,
course there's gonna be
so
some-
many things. Like sometimes I'll see someone that it's doing a premise that I've done, and it's like different take too. It's like it's the same premise, it's the same like the same theme of the joke, whatever, but it just sounds different.
right?
But in the end, it kind of is the same. kind of
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, I get that. I wouldn't want to.
It's disappointing, actually, especially
I
when
bet
you
it
come up
is.
with something that
It's
is really
really
funny. And there's a guy in the comedy scene, Lucas Aaron Smith, is like, dude is like, I don't know. I don't think in feet. But like 2
Like,
meters long,
right,
whatever,
right.
6 feet. I don't fucking know.
I'm 6
he-
feet, so if he's taller than me, that'd be like
He's no,
6.5 feet,
he's,
7 feet.
He's 6'10".
Shit, so he's almost 7 feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's the guy that we all go to. It's like if you have a new joke, you're like, Lucas, have you heard this?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's like this encyclopedia of comedy. He's heard everything, kind of. And if not, he's like, give me a second, and he'll come back. But there's so many times that it's like, you have a new idea, you have a new joke, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to fucking talk to Lucas about this because he's gonna tell me he's heard it before. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Or
like-
sometimes you'll go on stage and do the joke, and you get off stage, you go to the backstage, and he's already there, being like, "Hey, by the way,
Just so you know.
just so you know,
Man.
I heard this.
and they're so.
It's
many-
on Reddit."
Damn, of course, it's on Reddit. So he's got the source material and everything loaded up, ready to go.
He's an
Damn.
amazing comic too. He's a great writer. He's like the guy that he spends hours writing and detailing everything that he does on stage. He's very meticulous.
That's I would write them down too. I mean, I do write them down. I don't tell them on stage, but I would
Yeah.
be a writer too. I mean, some people they just talk.
A lot of times it's just the delivery is just good.
Right.
Sometimes like an idea is not even that funny. It's just the delivery was really good.
Yeah. Sometimes an accent helps. Like if just because
Yep.
you might have like a funny twang on the end of your voice or
Yep.
something like that, like, and you're just like
It happens to me all the time.
You just yeah, exactly. Especially in America, I can imagine they're like, oh wow, yeah. It's almost like a superpower. An accent in America is like we love accents. We do.
Yeah.
It's like especially, oh, where are you from? Because now we get to know something and blah 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 blah. And then some people are just dicks about it, but whatever. Those people suck.
A lot of it used to happen that people would be like, where are you from? And I always got excited, but there are some people that get a little offended. It's like, but I realized that I don't get offended because I'm actually not from here.
Right.
So people assuming that I'm from somewhere else, I'm like, actually I am from somewhere else. You know?
Oh, I see. Because some people might not. They might be from here, but like their parents had an accent, so they do too.
Yeah, but like when I was in Chile, people would think that I used to have long hair, and people would think that I was from Easter Island, which is part of Chile.
Oh. Is it really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I never put that together. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's part of Chile, and
Did you ever go?
no, it's
okay.
super expensive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's their whole economy is just tourism.
Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Because it's a tiny island, and people would think that I was from Easter Island, and it didn't bother me because it's part of Chile too.
Right.
But I can see how if they thought that I was from another country, I'd be like, okay, I don't like that.
Right, because you're in your own country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck actually.
Yeah.
Like here, it almost is that way with certain states because our states are so big.
Yeah.
America's so large and vast. It's like Texas is its own country. It really is. So if you haven't-
Texas, it blows my mind every time I go to Texas. Last time, not last time that I went to San Antonio, but the first time I went to San Antonio, I was waiting for a bus, and I saw this guy, Latino-looking guy in the street, and he's yelling at another guy, and he has a Latino accent. He has a Mexican accent in his English, It's like, hey, I'm just waiting for the bus kind of thing,
Right,
like a
right.
very, Mexican accent. And I went over there and I spoke to him in Spanish, thinking he was going to speak Spanish. And he just goes, I don't speak Spanish. And I'm like, are you sure? Because you sound like you do. But he didn't. That was just his accent.
Yeah,
And it's like
absolutely.
every time I go to certain parts of like just other states, I'm blown away how like the accents work, or like when I went to North Carolina or South Carolina, and people have also a thick Southern accent, and like to me it's like I know this is the South, but it doesn't feel like the South to me, you know?
Well, and the Southern accent has like many different versions.
Yeah,
You know,
the
many different
Alabama and Mississippi.
Louisiana is
more,
the wildest one. If you've ever been to the bottom of
Yeah.
Louisiana, you'll be like, "What the fuck?" Okay, oh yeah, Creole
Yeah.
is crazy. My friend is that, and
Yeah.
it is hard.
My friend is that.
It's hard. It's hard to listen to him speak.
Yeah.
Because it's like it gets so jumbly. He's gotten a lot better because they moved up here. Well, yeah. But when he got to talking fast, it would just start coming out all jumbly, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And his mom, and they're just having conversation. You're like, might as well be a foreign language. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, America is wild for that. Like even the northern accent. Oh, gee golly, don't you know? Like that whole thing, like the Midwest mom accent.
Yeah, for a while, and I think I still have it a little bit, but because English is not my first language,
Right.
whatever I watch or listen to, it'll kind of influence
Oh,
the
of
way I
course,
speak.
of course.
And so I watched The Sopranos, and then I rewatched it several times, and I would start saying things the way they talk. It's
Almost
like
Italian.
it's like instead of saying, "Hey, where's the dog?" I was like, "Where's the dog?" Like it
Oh,
would like,
dog.
"Where's the coffee?" It's
Coffee.
like and like
Like a
words
Boston
like that,
accent,
and it's
yeah.
like it just got to me. It's like I didn't realize until later. I'm like, "Oh, I'm saying, I'm saying things this way."
Hey, we're parking the car in the car park. Be like, aren't you from Chile? Why you sound like you're from Boston right now? Be like, I watch too much American TV. Like,
Yeah,
just
uh-huh.
yeah. And you learn by immersion. You learn English from immersion.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
television
yeah.
and stuff. Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't know any English when I got here.
How many languages
So,
do you speak?
Just those two.
Just two.
Spanish and English.
Okay.
And when I got here, I didn't know any English, so it was pretty much like you have to learn.
Oh, yeah, because we refuse.
Yeah,
we really
and
refuse.
I will like
Some
I am
sp-
Latino, but I'm from Chile, so it's like a completely different
Like the structure.
culture. You know, like there are Latinos here, but there are Central Americans and Mexicans, and it's a completely different culture. They're more alike. I feel like Mexicans are more alike Americans than Argentina or Chile or
Right.
you know, in like the Southern American countries.
Well, more removed, I feel, because
Because it's like other than
you're
Spanish,
so
it's
far
like
away. Like
yeah,
if you're in the bottom of Chile, you're so far away from Mexico.
yeah, like so far away. And so to me, a lot of times it's like some American culture is more like Chilean culture than the Mexican or Honduran or whatever.
You think that's because of the internet and stuff?
Maybe,
or-
but also Chile is like the white people of the South.
Is it
Of Latin
Okay.
America, yeah, we eat a lot. We eat a lot of mayo.
Oh.
Fucking love mayo.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's like one thing that they make fun of us is that we eat a lot of mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
They put on a fake.
Uh-huh.
That's
Uh-huh.
very funny.
And you'll go on social media and people are the same. It's like they're just the white people of this
Oh
of
my
Latin America. It's like, come on. It's you know, like you hear that they use a lot of spices in Colombia, Venezuela, Mexico, whatever, and in Chile it's like no,
Not that
we don't
spicy.
use that much. Yeah,
Which is funny 'cause it's called
like,
Chile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an option, like hot sauce, chili sauce, or like a pepper or whatever. It's always an option. It's on the side, but it's never in the food. And so to me, when I started trying like Mexican food and other kinds of food, I was like, this is already spicy. Like, why are you guys putting more sauce in it?
Oh, I'm the more sauce guy. I
Yeah.
love spicy food. Oh my god, I love it. It's probably one of I literally put hot sauce on almost everything I eat. It's crazy. I do love it.
Yeah, or like Indian food. When I first had like real like spicy Indian food, I just couldn't take it. Korean spicy food, the same.
The
It's
Korean
like,
barbecue I'm new to, and I
cannot get used to it.
that
And everybody is
Szechuan-
like, "You're from Chile and you're not into hot sauce." I was like, "Yeah, it's just not."
it's not part of the thing. It's
Yeah.
optional there.
Uh-huh.
yeah. We're not eating it as babies.
Yeah.
Like in Mexico, their candy has pepper in it. It's fucking
Yeah,
wild.
right?
They love that shit.
It's like, how are kids eating this?
My first job ever was landscaping. So where everybody I worked with was,
Yeah.
Spanish dudes, and fucking my buddy Jorge, man, he was like, he goes to Mexico every year. He's like, I'll bring you back some stuff. I was like, oh, that's sick. Hell yeah. And he brought me back. He brought me back some candy, and he didn't fucking tell me because it's like in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm like eating this sucker. I'm like, "Damn, this fucking thing is delicious. And then I get to the middle. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Why?
Yeah, it's like salty.
Oh, it's so crazy tasting. I was spitting it out. He's laughing hysterical. He thought it was hilarious, which it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a good joke. But he was like, you know, likey?
Yeah, it's like it's completely different culture. Like tacos. I've never had tacos until I came here. Yeah.
That's wild. Y'all don't
Yeah,
have tacos?
even when I tell Mexicans, it's like, no, we don't have tacos. They're like they go crazy because for them it's so it's so Latin American.
Right.
But for us, it's just like it's empanadas or.
Would y'all be closer to like Mediterranean style diet, like most?
Yeah. So
Okay.
Chile has a lot of Chile and Argentina and Uruguay had a lot of Italian and French and Eastern European people moving there, and so a
Right.
lot of the cuisine, and especially in Chile, we have a lot of Germans in the south.
Yes, you do.
So yeah.
Well, we all know how they got there, don't we? That's wild.
Well,
Argentina?
a lot of
What the
them,
fuck?
a lot of them got there before when it was starting.
Sure. And they just kept on coming.
And they just kept coming, but they influence a lot of the culture, and there's like sausages in Chile. It's like you go to the south, there's towns where you'll find 100 different shops that they do their sausage different than the other ones.
I bet it's so good.
Yeah, and you can go to all, like, we'd go with my uncles when I was a kid to another town and try all these sausages from different places and stuff, and chorizo and the stuff like that. It's really good.
So good.
And now, and they had some artisanal beer that is also amazing. It's like,
That makes sense.
yeah, it's like,
That's a lot of culture in one spot, man. That's crazy.
They're nice,
Sure.
because they have to be nice, but
Right.
because
They can't do the thing they were doing.
Yeah, they have
Psychos.
to be nice, but
Yeah.
they've introduced a lot to the Chilean culture, especially the southern Chilean culture.
Yeah.
It's very like polka is
Is polka
there's
big
Chilean
here?
there's Chilean polka.
There's Chilean polka.
Yeah, because there's so
Wild.
many like Eastern Europeans that
Yeah.
move there, and Polish people, and
It makes sense. It's just you never think you're going to say the words Chilean polka, Like,
Yeah.
it's not a phrase I thought I'd ever hear in my
Yeah.
life. That's wild.
and
Southern Chile
waltz,
sounds fun as shit, honestly.
waltz, dancing,
The waltz, yeah.
a lot of stuff like that. Yeah,
I mean, dancing. I mean, I feel like all of Latin America is a dancing culture, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Huge.
Here too.
Is it?
It's like you guys don't.
I stay
it's
in the middle,
crazy.
so it's like they just beat the shit out of each other.
I feel like Americans don't embrace the actual American culture as much, like the square dance and
Oh, right.
because we see this country as like country music is your folk music, it's like
For sure.
and cowboys are like just that, and I feel like, and as a Chilean, probably as a young person, I also went through a phase where I'm like, oh, I don't like all this folky stuff, all this country stuff.
Right.
But
I think we all go through that.
yeah, but I don't see it in the city as as much of like, oh, you usually see it around 4th of July,
Right.
but not that much. Like I thought that I was gonna come here and like embrace like big American culture, but it's mostly Texas.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, Louisiana is like its own country, so it doesn't really count. Texas is a lot of that. It used to be a lot here.
Texas is the best representation of what the U.S. looks like
to the rest of the world.
to the rest of the
Yeah,
world.
yeah, I've heard that before. I think that's probably pretty accurate. Or you think of New York, the big cities.
Yeah.
But when you think about an American person, it is like the Texas version of America.
Yeah, you think
Big-
of New York more as a international hub.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
me, New York would be like Santiago. Like all the foreigners go there.
Okay. Yeah.
And Texas would be like
Like a breeding ground for
Bro-
just everyone.
yeah, and Texas would be like a southern region in Chile where
Like when you think of Chile, that's probably where you are thinking of. Kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah, I get that. That's pretty accurate. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. And Arkansas, I always say, is kind of like little Texas. Like we're touching. We're
Yeah.
huge agricultural places. Oh, okay. 2 hours already? Dang,
All right.
dude.
Yeah, the chili with or without beans? That's the real question.
I just like chili in general. So with beans, good. Without beans, good. I like white chicken chilies. Fucking delicious. Anything from a crock pot, really, I'm probably going to...
Stews are huge
I
in
bet.
Chile. So a stew and a glass of wine is like the
Wine and stew? That's a wild combination.
a stew or a steak and and some wine. It's very.
Is there like here we like indulgence. America's
Yeah.
very indulgent. Is
Yeah.
that, do y'all have anything like that there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, I am indulgent with like my tech, like technology.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to buy the thing that costs $2,000 instead of the $500
Yeah.
thing, you know?
Yeah, in Chile it's like that too.
Is
Like
it?
with my friends, we went to the country once and we all put money to buy a goat and pay someone to kill the goat and cook it for us.
Yes.
Yeah, like that happens a lot.
That's,
Or you can pay a fisherman, like an artisanal fisherman, and he'll take you out on his boat, catch something, and cook it on his boat for you.
Whoa.
Like that, you can do shit like that.
that's
yeah.
opulent. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. You're like, damn, that's okay. All right, well, let's wrap it up. Tell everybody where they can find your comedy and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
so I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram. I have Facebook, but it's more personal. I have my
Yeah.
friends there, and I post random shit. But if you go to my Instagram or TikTok, is my name Alexi, and then my middle name Sebastian. It's like, so it's Alexi SBZ, which is Alexi, my name, and then S as in Sebastian, which
Yeah.
is my middle name, and then B as in Barrientos, which is my last name, and then
Okay.
my second last name, which is the Z, which is Zamorano.
So
They're
nice.
both very Spanish, yeah.
Very.
So Alexi SBZ, and you can find, there's a link there, and there's a link to my album on Spotify, Apple Music. You
Awesome.
can watch it on YouTube.
I do want to listen.
You
I probably
can
will.
follow me. I post random shit. I try to post clips, stand-up clips as much as I can.
Sure. You don't want to give
Um,
away too much. I get it.
But yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Well,
And you come to a show. I'm always at the Birdies now.
Birdies.
Every Tuesday at Birdies.
Do you post your dates on your socials? Like when
Yeah. Whenever I have a show or something, I'll post it there.
Okay.
Let people know.
Kurt, I think we got to go to the Looney Bin, dog. Or Birdies. No, we got to go to
Yeah,
Birdies.
you should go to Birdies. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go to Birdies. Dude, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you. This has
Mm-hmm.
been fucking wonderful. Everybody, check out Full Moon Fest coming up. See, didn't forget Kurt. Hey, July 19th. Get your tickets online. You can find a link at our Facebook and I think Instagram. Did you put it on Instagram? You can find it everywhere. Crashcast Pod everywhere. Twitter Crashcast Pod 1. And we have TikTok now. Crash.cast.podcast. Thanks everybody for listening. Peace.